right now I've got Diego, a fresh guy, and I'm planning on going out there, getting that belt back, and I want to fight Mosvar straight away. Mosvar, undefeated, in a younger guy coming through, you know what I mean? Someone that I haven't fought. For me to go out and take out the new school, back-to-back undefeated young prospect as well in Mosvar, mate, that's incredible. Incredible, you know what I mean? That's exactly what I plan on doing, and I plan on even fitting another one in this year.
David Adesanya here, your uncrowned 145-pound champion. Joining me today is another legend of the featherweight division. A man who backs down from no one. He takes on all comers and every challenge. Featherweight, lightweight, welterweight even. Used to do it in his early days. He faced some adversity recently in his career, but he will always pick himself back up because he is one of the greats. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Volkanovski. Thank you. How are you anyway? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Training hard, getting stuck into it, man. It's been a long camp, but we're pretty much there now. Not too much longer. We're going to head over next week.
How's the family? So, congratulations on the new daughter on the way.
Yep. That's it. So 4 girls. Pretty crazy, huh?
Is that it though? Are we getting the snips? Is that
I'm done. Oh, I thought I was done after. I thought I was done at 3. But yeah, we got a bit of a surprise. So,
but is it official now? Good. Are we done now, or are we rolling the dice?
No, man, I'll roll the dice because I don't want to. While I'm still in my career, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the snip. I don't know if that messes with stuff, so I don't want to take it on. I don't think it's not. It's probably not a fact that it does anything, but I ain't taking any chances. So I don't want it. That's what people have asked. Would you do it? I go, no, I don't know. Like I said, what if that messes with your testosterone, or like, I don't know, what if getting the snip, I don't know. You're messing with the old fella down there. So who knows what will happen. So I'm like, no, I ain't doing that till I'm done, you know what I mean? Then maybe get the snip. Because, yeah, like I said, just the pull-out game needs to be strong, man.
Oh, hell. You got to lock in, bruv. You need someone in your corner. You need Joe in there or something fucking coaching you up. Get out of there, Volk! Get out of there, Volk! Speaking of the old bull, how's the fam?
Yeah, good, man. Good, really good. Loving it up here. It's good. Like on the weekends when you have finished training for the week and just able to chill, relax, still do stuff. If I want to get out of the house with the kids, I can, get in the quad, or maybe a couple of boys come for a barbecue, guys that helping in camp, things like that. But just take it easy. You know what I mean? Don't have to, go out and waste too much energy anywhere else. I could just go literally walk out the front door or back door and just enjoy some peace and quiet and bit of the farm life. It's unreal. It's good.
Speaking of the weekend, did you catch the fights on the weekend?
I did, yes.
Just the last 2 or 3 fights. What did you think of Loss versus Jan?
Yeah. Look, I thought he won. I knew it was a close fight, but yeah, I thought he got the victory. I thought he did enough. Stayed busy enough with some of the shots. Yeah, it was a close one. We obviously knew that he was going to be tough. He was up against a tough, experienced guy. And he fought the fight that he had to fight. So you're very happy for Carlos. So he's in an incredible position now. Hopefully title next.
And the main event, Leon versus Sean Brady?
Yeah, man, this obviously, no Leon Edwards well. Good man, great fighter, but just, wasn't his best night. You know what I mean? Sean Brady, I knew Sean Brady would be a tough fight because of his wrestling, or grappling. Not so much wrestling, but I knew if he got on top, he'd be a problem because Sean Brady's grappling is legit and next level. I thought his takedown defense would be enough to make that a bit harder, but Sean Brady was able to take him down and do his thing, and then end up getting the submission, which was surprising because obviously Leon Edwards is really good, but yeah, I don't know. It's just we'll see. Hopefully he bounces back from this.
Yeah. As a fan of the sport yourself, because I know, fighters, they don't really follow the sport or aren't that much of the fans. They just love it. But I know you are a fan of the sport. What, in your opinion, the state of the UFC at the moment? They're calling it the Dark Ages. I mean, I think I was talking to Oscar maybe a couple of years ago, and he was saying something like, there could be a chance where the champions, you got, Pantoja and flyweight, you got Marab, bantamweight, vacant, featherweight. Islam is, proving himself to be a star. but you have Bilal, welterweight, Dricus, middleweight, Ankalaev, light heavyweight. Like hearing the list of these names and the type of personalities and whatnot. I mean, yeah, I feel like the sport is entering, I would say, a different phase. What are your opinions of that? Because, like, if you look at it, the last sort of, two phases, we had, great fighters, but fighters that also wanted to make a bit of noise, wanted to put on a bit of a show. I mean, it's the entertainment business. Yeah. So, what do you think of the state of the UFC at the moment?
Yeah, I guess it is a tricky one because it is a new sort of phase. Doesn't mean that won't change. That's always going to be the case. You're going to get familiar faces. But you've got to remember, Izzy was always a star. But with myself, I had to build that. There was a time where I was this boring guy that no one, everyone loved Max and who's this guy? And, your only time will change that.
Yeah.
Go do what you were doing, obviously being an active champ. But I mean, you had, myself, Easy, like Usman, the list goes on. But I mean, very active champions.
But it's not
One
just
thing
that as
that I
well. Like
think,
props to you because you did a very good job of marketing and branding yourself. Marab is also doing, the same thing, similar things, but you want to see stuff like that from, you know, Pantoja, for example. It's good for the sport. I know it's not in everyone's, personality, but I feel like, I mean, Dana calls being a UFC fighter an opportunity. That's what he calls it. So, you have to come here, yes, perform, fight, but do all the other stuff to make sure that you're looked after and you get the most of the opportunity. So I feel like, it's in a funny spot.
it is because that's unfortunately that's just how it is. That's the world we live in now, the
Yeah.
day we live in. So put it this way: if your fighting speaks for itself, you don't need it. Like if you're going out there and you're starching blokes and whatnot, you don't even need to say a word. You're going to be fine. You know what I
True,
mean?
true. Alex
Yeah,
Pereira.
yeah. Oh, exactly right. Well, yeah. Look at this thing. I mean, it's weird. He doesn't say much, but there's a lot of character behind it. There's a lot of the charmer vibe. He's made it. He's made literally not having any emotion, not saying anything. He's made it his character, and it's made it work so well.
Mm.
So even when he's still promoting himself, you see him doing it. He's getting out and about. He's being active. So there is other ways about it. You can go. You don't have to be a trash talker.
Enough of the semantics and what's going on in the background. Let's focus back on you and the task at hand. Training camp. Is that the new standard now where you break up training camp into, let's say, different phases and different locations? And because you started training camp, the first week was Izzy's last week of camp.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started from here and then you went off to the next phase now. Is that how you want to keep on doing it moving forward, or?
Yeah, I think so. Just go there, move around, get some good looks. It's also good to, when I'm in camp, having my team here, everyone that we need's here. I can bring the guys to me. I can have my strength and conditioning and physio on site. When you put your body through it, in camp, you need to look after. Recovery needs to be key. Nutrition. So it's so much easier to do that all at home because I've got athletes in nutrition who gives us my meals that are
How many
from
weeks did you spend in Bangtao?
Bangtao. I did 2 weeks there. I think it was like 10, yeah, maybe 12 days or something. 12 days in Bangtao, and I did 10 days um, at in New Zealand. But that was early in camp. Like I said, do that early in camp. Get to focus, dial in on keeping myself while I'm training because I don't have the family and all that. I could just go there and just be a full-time fighter for like 10 days. I don't want to do it much longer than that because I don't like being away from the fam that long.
Yeah.
But it's good. So it's good to break it up a little bit, get a good look, see who we want to maybe bring to camp back home. And so it's been good. But it's always good to finish camp here at home. I've got a great team around us. Got some great with everyone around us. So that's what you need.
When did you hear of whispers of Ilya vacating and this fight coming up for the vacant Featherweight Championship?
Well, the only whispers I heard of him maybe just moving up was when he said. I remember him mentioning it, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like UFC mention that at all. I didn't know about it till Dana announced it. So I knew I was fighting. I knew I was fighting Diego, but I still didn't know if it was interim, vacant. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know exactly what was happening. I thought maybe, Ilya was just going to wait and see what happens, and maybe try and move up, or just wanted a break till I fight him. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but then they said that he's vacated and moving and committing to lightweight. So I didn't know that till then.
When did Diego first pop up on your radar? Because he did get his UFC debut in a bit of a funny way, being a coach in someone's corner, and they were like, "Hey, we need someone." He put his hand up, and then he started this hot streak of, I think the average fight time was like 90 seconds or something for like his first 3 fights. So when did he first come on your radar as like all right, I've got my eye on you type thing?
I mean, I didn't think I've got my eye on you on this one, but I remember watching him against Mosvar in that first fight, the debut. It's just, because he did great. He was very dangerous. Obviously, Mosvar was able to control him, but he had late notice, but was able to put Mosvar in some really tricky situations. You know what I mean? Put him in showed a bit of adversity, gave Mosvar a bit of adversity there. So I knew about him then, and I've just seen him around. Always been a very respectful guy, so I've always sort of liked him. Same as Craig. Jones always been a big fan of his, and he's always been very respectful. So we've been good. I've been following him on Insta for a while. But yeah, I didn't think we'll be fighting till maybe, after, I guess, Ortega. I was like, oh, that's how close he is. I knew that he was on a bit of a tear. Actually, yeah, when he was originally gonna fight Ortega, then I was like, all right, he wins this. He's starting to get there, right? So I guess before that, just before the Ortega fight.
He just took the division by, storm a little bit. And then it was like he's a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's knocking people out, and he's explosive fighter and starts off well in the first couple of rounds. But as you saw, as he started to fight better and better, competition, he wasn't just running through people in 90 seconds. Are there things that you and the coaching staff have noticed, or like, I know you guys always analyze film and come up with a game plan, but with this, some things that you guys saw that he was, as the skill level increased, sort of like the challenges he was facing, are there things that you guys picked apart that could use to your advantage?
Well, of course. I mean, it's no secret. Like, and he's very aggressive. So and the experienced fighters, unless they just get caught straight away, are usually going to deal with these sort of things a little bit better. They're going to know where danger is, and they're going to be able to at least limit that threat so much. You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, yeah, other guys that don't really get it just yet. All right, they're just going to be aggressive too. And then, someone's going down. It's like that type of vibe. But when you got the right people in front of you, you being just aggressive, you need to have more than that, which he does. He's well-rounded. He's got obviously a great grappling game. He is aggressive. I'm sure he's thinking he's just going to catch me, and then that's it. And he's got every right to think that. But my experience will definitely shine in this one. So I'm really looking forward to just going out there and reminding everyone.
Mm. How long has Craig been a part of the camp for this time around?
So I did a bit with him. He was in Thailand with us. So I haven't been able to train with him much yet. He's coming. He's actually coming tomorrow. I think he's in tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to do the last bit of camp, and then he'll be there all fight week with us. So dial in on a few things, but everything's going good. Everyone knows my takedown. Sorry, my submission defense is on point. I was lucky enough to work with him early in camp to really nail those things and keep working on them. And then, through footage and Joe and Craig chatting, just staying on top of everything while that's happening. But he'll be in there tomorrow.
Nice. And Frankie?
Frankie's been, he's been a couple of weeks here now. A few weeks he's been here. I went over there again at Bang Tao. He was over there at City Kickboxing as well. So I've done plenty of time with him this camp. Brad Riddell's been doing a bit, and obviously been traveling around with Joe Lopes. But camp started nice and early as well. So at the gym with the boys, obviously we've got a great team at Freestyle. So camp's been going strong for a while, but then able to get different looks, bring people in, and bring everyone to our gym helped me in camp with my team as well. It's been awesome.
Nice. Question for you. Knock on wood, everything goes well. You reclaim the featherweight title after beating Diego Lopes. But then when you look at the rankings, you would have beaten everyone in the top six if Ilya is at featherweight. I mean, at this stage of your career, you've already gone through the phase of ruling the featherweight division with an iron fist. Done. Uh, what would you want to do? I know I know you never look too far ahead and you always focus on the next opponent,
No,
but it's a
I
bit of,
look ahead.
but it's a different. I mean, at this stage of your career, you've done some things, you've climbed the mountains. Once you get back to the top again, I mean, have you thought of, what you would want to do next? If it maybe permanent change to lightweight, you get the body back to, where Ilya won, where your body was, and you keep it there, and maybe you rematch Ilya, or I mean, no, Islam won, and you keep it there, and maybe you rematch Islam or you rematch Ilya. But just looking at it from my point of view, I'm not inside your head, but yeah, you would have beaten everyone in the top six. Some of them,
Hello, darling. Got the little one running around here.
yeah, I saw her.
Oh yeah. Oh, you seen her run past,
Yeah,
did you?
yeah, yeah. Madhouse. Oh,
Yeah.
touching.
No,
Oh,
look, man.
oh, what's he touching?
Well, what do you got there? I've got a mic there. I should be using that mic. I don't know if you can see. I've got a proper mic over there.
Yeah, where are
But
you? Are you at a bar?
yeah, this is my bar. This is my bar room.
I gotta fucking come to his farm. Eh?
Yeah, you got to come. I'm actually set up on the pool table right now. My phone's on a pool table.
Yeah.
I've got air hockey machine over
Yeah.
there. Got the TV set up here.
Hey.
Got like darts over there. Mate, got it all set up. It's unreal. Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, what you're saying, yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, but in saying that, right now I've got Diego, a fresh guy, and young. Right, we're talking about these new young. How could you say it? The new blood, right? The new blood's here. You got Diego, and then I'm planning on going out there, getting that belt back, and I'll fight Mosvar straight away. I don't care, like you know what I mean. Mosvar undefeated, another younger guy coming through. You know what I mean? Someone that I haven't fought. So there's still some exciting things there. Like for me to go out and take out the new school back to back undefeated young prospect as well in Mosvar, mate, that's incredible. Incredible. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I plan on doing. And I plan on even fitting another one in this year. I want to do Diego. I want to do Mosvar within, before mid year or like around there. I want to like back to back. I want to go bang, bang. Diego, Mosvar. So, like I said, I'm happy to look forward. It's not like I'm not preparing for Diego. I am preparing, but this is perfect well for me. Diego, Mosvar, like 3 months later, and then depending on how Pitbull goes out there and does a great showing. All right, there's another one at the end of the year. If not, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, so me doing this and being this active defending champ again, I'm back in them conversations for. Well, obviously, Ilya. I would love to do the Ilya. If he moves up and fights, and well, imagine he got the belt, then we did the rematch after, that's a massive rematch. Or we just do the rematch later on. It just makes the rematch even bigger.
Yeah.
So I'll go do what I'm doing. I'll let him do his thing. You know what I mean? He's committing to lightweight and vacated. So full respect to him for doing that. A lot of people was trying to hang on to the, but maybe he did try and it wasn't going to happen. But, the fact that he's vacated and committed, I think that gives him that chance to fight for that lightweight title.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. And then if he was to win it, all right, we do imagine doing the rematch after me going back to back a few big wins.
Yeah.
Be massive. If not, maybe we're talking lightweight title fight again. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to remember I know everyone's, you lost, it's not fair. But I mean, once I do what I plan on doing next couple of fights, you got to forget about this. People are going to be like, all right, well, late notice, fighting back to back, had a good break. All right, now he's back. Let's scrap that. Let's go again. Let's you know what I mean? So
I
we'll
feel
see.
like the current state of MMA, which we talked about earlier on, will also be in your favor because you know what the UFC is like. They always like to make last year top the year before or whatnot. They are going to want to. I mean, they always try and put on the most exciting fights that they can, put on. And there, some fights with your story in there, Islam. Oh yeah, there's some big rematches that the UFC is just frankly going to need for business. I mean,
Yeah.
so that will help. Yeah, that's just another, positive thing for you there.
And I'm expecting to go out there and be active again, as well. Like I said, that you know how Izzy, myself, and how we were active going out there, and we're knocking on the UFC's doors, like, come on, when are we fighting next? When are we fighting? They're sitting there trying to fit us in. Like, oh, look, I can't do you there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a problem for them. Like them trying to at least get a title fight. That was never a problem. They had to fit in multiple fights in each card because we wanted to be so active. So it's just a different timing right now. But I mean, people will be reminded when I go back in there. Everyone's like, yes, I remember this. You
Yes.
know what I mean? The UFC are going to love it. The fans are going to love it. That active champ that they remember me being is going to be here
Yes.
real soon.
Yes. Really quickly, let's just talk about some other fights on your card. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Man, the main card is pretty stacked, but that's a juicy one on your co-main. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. Man, the whole card is. If you watch top to bottom, we've got a lot of exciting fights. So even there are still obviously big names on there as well, but not just that. The fights and matchups actually really really good matchups. So it's good. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, Chandler and Pimblett. Interesting one, man. Like it's a hard one to pick. Hard one to pick because Chandler is so dangerous, explosive, right? You know he's going to come guns blazing. Can Paddy Pimblett fight that right fight? I think in them later rounds, Paddy Pimblett can maybe because he showed against Green, he showed a lot more composure and strategy, which I thought was great, which he will need. So it's a tricky one because who's a favourite in this one? I think I've seen that. Well, Paddy Pimblett was a favourite,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think Paddy might be the favorite.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, something like that. So it's a tricky one. I think this is a tough matchup for Paddy Pimblett, though. Having someone so aggressive, explosive, his grappling is going to be hard to I can't see him out grappling Chandler early. Later on, maybe getting positions and maybe look for submissions and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting one. Is it 5 rounds? That's what I want to know.
I think no, 3 rounds. 3 rounds.
See, 3 rounds. That's a tricky one.
That's a harder
5 rounds.
one
I'm
for Paddy.
picking. Hey,
That's a harder one for Paddy because three
exactly.
rounds is
Five
sort of good
rounds.
for
Five
Chandler.
rounds. 5 rounds. I would have been like, oh yeah, Paddy's could look better for him in them later rounds. But 3 rounds makes it difficult. Tricky one, but fun. I think it's gonna be fun. Chandler fights are always fun.
Yeah. And then the next one after that on the card, we got Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. I know you saw a bit of the commotion when you guys had the press conference, but oh yeah, quickly, what do you think of just the backstory? I mean, we saw what happened on fucking episode 1 of a podcast. That's how you want to start a fucking podcast, episode 1, and he did his whole. He's a
Oh
nice
mate,
guy.
like yeah,
And
obviously that backfired on him a lot, and so it should saying stuff like that. But yeah, now it's weird because it's he probably not that bad of a guy, but I mean just
who?
watching the wrong like.
Who are you
No, I'm
talking
saying
about?
Bryce.
Not
Hey,
not the other guy.
no, no, not that guy. So Bryce, obviously saying those things like you are gonna 100% cop a beating for that, and rightfully so. But I mean, at the same time, he's obviously his algorithm. I know he's showing him stuff, that he shouldn't be looking at. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing nowadays, man. Like people go down rabbit holes, and man, it can be a dangerous thing, right? Because people can make anything sound right, especially with an algorithm only showing you this version of something. You know what I mean? It's going to mess with you.
Do you
So
think this is why they did? Do you
I'm
think?
sure he regrets it. I reckon his algorithm's changed now. I reckon he's maybe I'll way off this,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean it was a lot of commotion and
After the outcry and everyone, being like, what the fuck, and even Dana being like, this guy's an idiot. Do you think this is sort of his? I mean, I guess it's a fighting sport, but punishment, not punishment, but that's sort of the backstory, going into this thing. Like, give him Pereira, give him.
well, I mean Silva's no joke,
No,
man.
no, no joke.
Silva's no joke. But in saying that, Bryce Mitchell is going to be Silva's toughest test to date as well.
Yeah.
But Silva, obviously his hands and that, if you want to get a hitman, he's one of them. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to get hitman or Bryce Mitchell. But supposedly Bryce called for this as well. So it probably just worked out perfectly for everyone. But yeah, I still think Bryce Mitchell, he's obviously his toughest match as well. But I mean, exciting fight. Like, the press conference is going to be a bit of the same. So looking forward to that. A bit of excitement. I'm just going to have fun with it. Let them do all the trash talking, and that's good.
Nah, easy as. Hey, thank you so much, champ. Really appreciate the time as always. Hope the rest of training camp goes well. And pretty sure I speak for the whole MMA community. We are looking forward to seeing you back in the octagon. And new.
Mate, we're getting that back, baby. We're getting that back.
Two times.
That's it, mate. We're getting it back, mate. Mark my words. 100%.
Let's get it.
And you'll see me again not too long after, back in there defending. So
yes.
Can't wait. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Easy. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? Izzy here. Like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoy this video.